servant, and Yashra'al, whom the groom I have chosen. So the Father has chosen the bride. Thus saith the Yahuah that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jerusalem, whom I have chosen. So again, that's the Strong's number 0582. 0582. And that means now Yahuah will, which is future tense, will help the nation of Yashra'al. But in order for the Father now to help the nation of Yashra'al, Yashra'al has to come back into Torah and become now that once again illuminated being. That's the only way that the Father can help us now, is that we must return to covenant and we must once again follow the ketubah. Are there any questions so far? Because I want to make sure that I take my time with this lesson here, because there's something that the Father is asking for us to do. He's asking us to now come forth or come out of something. To come out of a present stage now back into the original stage. And that original stage was that now we were not, Lazarus died. Right now we're like a dead people. The Father is saying, come forth. And if you come forth, I will help you. And with this help now, you must come back to the ketubah, or the written contract, or the written agreement that we had from the very beginning. Real easy, right? But some people, it becomes very complicated. So again, yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Yashra'al, whom I have chosen. Thus saith Yahuah that made thee and formed thee from the womb. From the womb. You're not your own person. From the womb, which will help you. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, whom thou, and thou, Jerusalem, whom thou hast chosen. Question. In a Hebraic marriage, again, like I said, I just want to make sure everybody understands. In a Hebraic marriage, who pursues who? Exactly. It's kind of awkward now, but this is, I guess, the way that things are operating, that the woman, she comes up to you. You know, back in the day, the man was the pursuer, he's the lion, and he's now the one, he's the aggressive one. That's who he is. When I say aggressive, I don't mean beat him up. That's not what I'm talking about, but he's the pursuer. Let's go to the book of Acts. Not the book of Acts. Let's go to something very, very important. What is the diagnosis of Lazarus? I'm going to ask our nurse here, Pt1. I'm going to read the book of Luke, the 11th chapter. Okay, you just come in, all right, and there's another nurse attending to the patient that you're now about to take care of for the night, and she's giving you a report on the patient. You want to know the blood sugar level, the blood pressure. You want to know if the patient has any bed sores. Is the person lethargic or whatever? You want to know the whole 9 yards. So I'm going to read to you. Now a certain man was sick named Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Mary. What is the diagnosis of Lazarus? Pt1. She's the nurse. The book of John, the 11th chapter, verse 1. Oh, excuse me, I said Luke?
Yes, sir.
Oh, excuse me, the book of John, excuse me. The book of John, the 11th chapter, verse 1. It says, now a certain man was sick named Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. What is the diagnosis of Lazarus? We need a nurse here.
Verse 1, we don't have one.
Okay, we don't have one yet. Okay, hallelujah. Let's trust another sister here, Akoti. What is the diagnosis of Lazarus?
Well, later on, we find out Lazarus is dead, which is sleep.
Right.
But
Exactly.
here, he's just ill. Right here, they say he was sick.
Right. So his diagnosis is that he's sick. Right. He's sick. Yeah. So so we're gonna go into depth with it as we read down the story. But for now, we know that he's sick. But we need to know what is his particular ailment, because sick can mean a whole lot of things. But for now, we know that in verse 1, we know that he's not well. All right? So the nurse goes in, she sees the patient, because she goes, you can have the patient, all right? And the patient can be okay. The patient is okay, there's no problems. And you can have another patient where the patient is not doing too good. But we know that this patient right here, Lazarus, he's sick. He's sick, and it's going to share with us in Hebrew now that it's going to describe in verse 1 in more detail what is his sickness. So we're going to go to now this word sick, and how this word sick now is associated with the nation of Yashra'al. All right, the nation of Yashra'al. Lazarus is sick, and so is the nation of Yashra'al. We're going to go to the book of Ezekiel, the 34th chapter. Ezekiel, the 34th chapter, verse 2, and we're going to get about Yahuah. He's going to do us the honors. Yeah, Ezekiel, the 34th chapter, verse 2. 34, verse 2.
All right, I'm going to read it out loud.
I want you to do what now?
Read it out loud.
Well, you read it to yourself. We're going to use all mental telepathy here. All right? And we're going to we're going to use clairvoyance.
Some of the gifts of that.
Yeah, we're going to use some of the spiritual gifts that we had in the garden, okay, before we were kicked out of the garden, because we lost all those things here now. So right now we are carnal, and we have to all operate on our 5 senses. So we're going to need some words here.
Some Ezra.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to need you to read, please, Aki, verse 2. Ezekiel 34, verse 2.
Son of man, prophecy against the shepherds of Israel.
Against the shepherds of Israel,
Prophecy, and say unto them, thus saith Yahuah Elohim unto the shepherds.
Who would be the shepherds? Exactly, read on.
Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flock?
And that's a no-brainer. The question would be, should they? Okay, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Verse 4.
The disease have yet not strength.
Is disease a sickness?
Yes.
So we're describing here now Lazarus. There's a prophetic shadow picture behind what's going on in the book of John, the 11th chapter. So we have now one of the diagnosis or the traits at this particular point is that Lazarus is sick, the nation of Yashra'al is sick, and we have that they are diseased. Read on.
The disease had ye not strengthened, neither had ye healed that which was sick.
That which was sick. Lazarus is sick, the nation of Yashra'al is sick.
Neither had ye bound up that which was broken.
Mm-hmm.
Neither had ye brought again that which was driven away. Neither had ye sought that which was lost. But with force and with cruelty have ye ruled them.
Right. Now it says, neither have the shepherds bound up that which was broken. What is the first thing that comes to mind when it says, the shepherds have you bound, neither have you bound up that which was broken? What is the first thing that comes to mind?
Any transgression? Any transgressions within the
They broke it.
Right. Neither have you bound up that which was broken. Because if you,
Like the
exactly. Now, everybody's answer was correct. But what I'm trying to do now is keep it within the confines of today's lesson. Lazarus come forth. I just want to make sure everybody's following along. What about now? The two houses. Watch this. The shepherds now, neither have you bound up that which was broken, neither have you brought again, okay, that which was driven away. Who was driven away? Exactly. Ezekiel prophesied against both northern and southern kingdom. Go to the book of Ezekiel, the 4th chapter. The 4th chapter. I just want to make sure that we keep everything in context. We're talking about Israel being sick. The word Ezra, Lazarus come forth. We have also in the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, dry bones. Okay, and he's saying now, to the dry bones, come forth, as he's going to share with Lazarus to come forth. Is it making sense? Okay, all right. I just want to make sure we keep everything together. Let's read 4 and 4, the book of Ezekiel. Can you just read that for me, please? Okay, we're going to pause for a minute, all right? And we're going to pick it up again because we're almost done. Almost done, all right?